Imagine Vince McMahon running NXT and imagine Triple H running the main roster. Imagine WWE NXT's rating against AEW on Wednesday nights if Vince McMahon is running NXT. Come back to your senses, and how does that make you feel?
खत्म बाय बाय टाटा गुड बाय गया
I wanted to start the year 2021 on a positive note, but I can't help it and I went ahead with this topic. I'm gonna talk about Vince McMahon's inability to book the NXT call-ups on the main roster properly. Let's get started. Everyone knows for a fact that Vince McMahon doesn't watch NXT. Where Triple H builds and grooms the NXT stars, Vince McMahon ruins them when they are called up to the main roster. The problem with Vince McMahon is that his inability to understand the stabilized characters for NXT wrestlers. Triple H has created these characters, these gimmicks in NXT, but Vince McMahon chooses not to use those same characters. That's what happened to Kairi Sane. And that is what is happening to Shayna Baszler according to me. A recent report tells us that NXT superstars are mentally stressed over the fact that if they are called up to the main roster by Vince McMahon, then they won't be able to showcase their talent properly as they cannot please Vince McMahon. Even though there is a lot of money thrown at you in the main roster than in NXT, wrestlers don't feel the satisfaction of earning that money for doing absolutely nothing in main roster WWE. Roman Reigns is a WWE product and hence he is getting the level of push which other independent guys like say Daniel Bryan, say CM Punk didn't get that push. Yes, Daniel Bryan got that push, but that push was forced upon Vince McMahon, and yes, for God's sakes, he agreed on to that. Vince McMahon has a bunch of yes men behind his creative like Bruce Pritchard, and he scraps the storylines almost every week given by his writers, and on many occasions the script of the show is still being written while the show is live and on the air. And that is the reason why Paul Heyman was fired, because Paul Heyman doesn't act as a yes man behind Vince, and he was fired as the executive director of Raw and Bruce Pritchard took his place. Paul Heyman was seemingly pushing the NXT superstars who had immense potential when he arrived at the creative team, but he had to go a long way for getting the nod from Vince McMahon. He was pushing the likes of Austin Theory, Apollo Crews, the Viking Raiders, Andrade, Angel Garza, Humberto Carrillo, Aleister Black, all of them who were NXT top guys. And poor Aleister Black. I feel sorry for that guy. Zelina Vega voiced out her displeasure over WWE's third-party application deal, and also she voiced out about the unionization of wrestlers, and she was subsequently fired, leading to an uproar within the wrestling community. Now, Aleister Black, being Zelina Vega's husband, has been indirectly punished, and his name is not even brought up to the creative team anymore, even though he had an okayish heel turn and a good enough feud with Kevin Owens. Aleister Black earlier even requested the management to send him back to NXT, just like Finn Balor, who is having a killer and a rejuvenating run in NXT as the NXT champion, because deep down Aleister Black knew that Triple H will at least use his talent better than Vince McMahon and he can flourish under Triple H, but that request was rejected by WWE heads. Vince McMahon is all about numbers. If a wrestler draws ratings, then he or she will get the dub and will be pushed by Vince McMahon. And if the wrestler doesn't help in the ratings, then it's bye-bye for that wrestler and he or she will be fallen to the wayside. So there is no patience left in Vince McMahon, and he has seemingly lost his faith in booking a long-term push or long-term storyline because of the ratings. And the numbers tell a different story in itself. Raw attained its lowest ever number, and the USA Network is demanding more dark and violent content that needs to be put forth on Raw. This is one of the reasons why an Inferno match was planned and Randy Orton burnt the Fiend to a crisp, and that is the reason as well when we got the cliffhanger. Randy Orton burning Alexa Bliss. Is it gonna happen or is it not? That's because of the USA Network's demand. And what does WWE do to bring back the ratings on track? They announce a Legends Night on Raw and call up some of the legends in WWE. They think that the legends will pull back the ratings. Of course they will pull back the ratings. That's not an issue, but that's for only 1 week. Where is the long-term planning? That's my question. And look, again, you might all say it's all good and these superstars will flourish in the end. But the question remains when? When will all these new upcoming generation of talent get a chance to showcase their talent and ability in the ring? Or will they forever remain in the shadows of the legends like the Undertakers, the Ric Flairs? Because it's the direction they are headed to. WWE needs to think long term. I mean, Vince McMahon needs to think long term. And what will happen to this company after Vince McMahon steps down or when he's gone? They need to build stars, and stars are built by booking a long-term storyline between wrestlers and also by trusting that guy. Sure enough, WWE has trusted Drew McIntyre and he has become a star. WWE needs to put more trust in their wrestlers. Maybe that wrestler who you are going to push has not got it all. At least there should be some sort of an intent in giving that guy a push. A stop-start push will never work. And who knows, maybe under pressure he may come good and the ratings may finally be on track. But that to happen, a wrestler needs to be given at least a 3 to 5 months of a push. And this all starts with NXT call-ups being booked properly enough so that the other independent wrestlers can take inspiration from these NXT guys who have succeeded in the main roster with some world titles or with some killer performances and start believing in the company's developmental system again and can achieve the dream that many wrestlers have. That is to become a WWE champion. I would like to close this video off by taking the case study of Ricochet. What's he doing now? He's getting frustrated due to a string of losses against Retribution members. Even though that's for storyline purposes, deep down internally he might be wondering what the heck is going in my career. But if you recall, he had a decent enough run in NXT. He was the former North American champion and he was also the winner of Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic tournament with Aleister Black. He is just an amazing and athletic wrestler. Sometimes he gets the criticism that he is only doing these flippy moves, but he needs to be given opportunities to showcase his talent. Granted, he is getting those opportunities, but he is being buried, to be honest. We have just looked at two examples, that is Aleister Black and Ricochet. Aleister Black, man, that guy needs to be either gone or he should be given at least a little TV time. And Ricochet, okay, he is getting the TV time, but he is being buried. So, I mean, I just can't fathom the fact that these NXT guys are being ruined. Almost all the NXT call-ups have been a failure except for some. There have been many successful examples, but there have been far too less of that number. And I'm not going to talk about the NXT call-ups of the women's division because 4 of them have already become Grand Slam champions and most of them have had a title of some sort. So, my point is very simple, you guys. NXT superstars need to be dealt properly because they have the potential. And their potential, their talent is just being wasted, okay? In NXT, they are having a killer run, but in the main roster, they are just going on a downward spiral, okay? If you like this video, then hit that like button and comment down below how you can book the NXT call-ups to the main roster properly if you were to run WWE. And yeah, subscribe to the channel for more videos and I will see you guys in the next one.